He danced harder than he trained, or so people thought. Rob Gronkowski was known for partying, joking around, and living wild. But behind the fun was a beast on the field, fast, tough, and nearly impossible to stop. How did this party animal become one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history? This isn't just a story about football. It's about proving everyone wrong. From wild nights to Super Bowl rings, here's how Gronk became a legend and had fun doing it. Rob Gronkowski was the guy who could party all night and still show up on Sunday and crush defenders like it was nothing. Most athletes train hard, sleep early, and follow strict routines. But Gronk, he danced to his beat. Pool parties, beer chugging, shirtless dancing, you name it. And yet, he still ended up one of the most feared tight ends the NFL has ever seen. Before the fame and wild celebrations, Rob was just a kid from New York with energy that couldn't be contained. He was the second youngest in a family of 5 brothers. In the Gronkowski household, sports were more than a hobby. They were a way of life. Fistfights, challenges, trash talk. It was chaos in the best way. Every day was a competition, and every game was a battle. But that's where Gronk learned to be tough. His dad played college football. His brothers became pros. It wasn't if Rob would play, but how far he'd go. In high school, Gronk was a 3-sport machine. Football, basketball, baseball. He did it all. And he wasn't just showing up, he was dominating. But right when he found his rhythm, his family moved to Pittsburgh. New school, new coaches, new rules. He barely got to play that year. There were only 8 catches, but he scored 4 touchdowns from those 8 and gained over 150 yards. Even with barely any time on the field, colleges saw his potential. Offers started pouring in from all over the country. But while other players chose schools for football programs, Gronk made his pick for a more Gronk reason: Arizona's pool parties. That's right, he chose a school across the country for its parties. Sounds crazy, right? But it was one of the smartest moves he ever made. At Arizona, Gronk hit the ground running. As a freshman, he broke school records. As a sophomore, he became one of the top tight ends in the country. But it all came crashing down just as he was gearing up for an even bigger year. A serious back injury kept him off the field. No games, no stats, just rehabilitation. And with the draft approaching, no one knew what would happen next. Till Gronk decided to take a risk. He left college early and entered the NFL draft. Teams were unsure. A tight end with a bad back and a wild party lifestyle, it was a gamble, but one team took the shot. The New England Patriots drafted him in the 2nd round, and that's when everything changed.
With the 42nd pick in the 2010 NFL drafts, the New England Patriots select Rob Gronkowski, tight end, Arizona.
When the Patriots picked Gronk, a lot of people were unsure. Could a guy with a serious back injury and a reputation for partying make it in the NFL? But New England took the chance, and from the moment he stepped on the field, Gronk started proving everyone wrong. In his first year, he didn't play every snap. He was still learning the playbook, still figuring out the system. But when he did play,
I'm activated,
he made it count. Midway through the season, he exploded in a game against the Steelers, 3 touchdowns in 1 game. That made him the youngest rookie tight end ever to do that. People started paying attention. He finished his rookie year with 10 touchdowns, the most ever for a Patriots rookie tight end. But it was the following season when Gronk broke out. He wasn't just catching passes, he was bullying defenders, running them over, dragging them down the field. He became Tom Brady's go-to guy. That season, he had over 1,300 yards and scored 17 touchdowns. Unheard of for a tight end. He broke records left and right. Everyone could see it. Now, Gronk wasn't just good. He was something special. Of course, being Gronk, he didn't stop partying. Off the field, he was the same wild, fun-loving guy. But on the field, he was a beast. And as long as he kept delivering, nobody cared how many dance floors he tore up during the week. The Patriots made it to the Super Bowl that year. And even though they lost to the Giants, Gronk had become a star. The team signed him to a massive contract extension, the biggest ever for a tight end at that time. It showed how much they trusted him, but the injuries started piling up again as things were going great. In 2012, Gronk broke his arm. He tried to come back too soon and broke it again. Then came the surgeries, first the arm, then the back, and then another back surgery. It felt like his body was starting to give out, but he picked up right where he left off every time he returned. No matter how many hits he took, he always came back stronger. By 2014, Gronk was again healthy and terrifying defenses like before. That year, he had another monster season, over 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. He helped lead the Patriots back to the Super Bowl. This time, they won. 2021. It was his first championship ring, which felt like a comeback story for the ages. After all the injuries and doubts, Gronk was back on top. The following season, he stayed dominant. Over 1,100 yards again, more touchdowns, more broken tackles. Defenders tried everything. Double teams, jamming him at the line, covering him with safeties. Nothing worked. He was too big, too fast, too powerful. And as the Patriots kept winning, Gronk just kept being Gronk, on and off the field. Even though Gronk was on top again, his body wasn't done, reminding him of all the hits it had taken. In 2016, another injury came. This time, his back again. He had to get surgery and missed most of the season, but the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl without him, pulling off that unbelievable comeback against the Falcons. It was a win, but watching from the sidelines wasn't easy for Gronk. He wanted to be out there, making plays, celebrating with the team on the field, not just at the after party. In 2017, Gronk came back with a mission. He looked like his old version again, strong, fast, unstoppable. He led all tight ends in yards and was named first-team All-Pro again. He was a massive part of their offense when the playoffs came around. But bad luck struck again. In the AFC Championship game, he got knocked out with a concussion. He still made it back in time for the Super Bowl, and he played great, scoring 2 touchdowns. But even with his big game, the Patriots fell short against the Eagles. The following year brought even more changes. The team thought about trading Gronk to Detroit.
And it was about 2 years ago. I was actually traded to the Detroit Lions, and I called up. You just traded me to the Lions. I go, oh, I'm retired. Like, I don't know how that trade can go through. And then 2 days later, the trade never went through.
He didn't want to play anywhere but New England, not for a team like the Lions. So he stayed, but it was clear his body was wearing down. He missed games again, dropped more passes than usual, and didn't look like the same guy. Still, in the playoffs, he turned it on. He delivered when the Patriots needed a big catch in the Super Bowl against the Rams. That diving grab set up the only touchdown of the game. Thanks to that, Gronk got his 3rd ring. After the season, he shocked fans by announcing his retirement at just 29. The injuries, surgeries, and pain had all taken a toll. He said football was no longer fun and he needed to heal physically and mentally.
I needed to walk away because I needed to do what was best for myself in a good place. Football was bringing me down, and I didn't like it. And I was losing that joy in life, like the joy.
Everyone thought that was the end of the Gronk story, but they didn't know that a particular old friend named Tom Brady had other plans.
Retirement. If you retire now, you're gonna be walking on soft sand in a week.
Just come to Florida and
Feel the wind in your hair.
I still feel like I have a lot to accomplish.
My goal is to win one more.
And Gronk's coming with me.
I'm retired from retiring? Mom, where are my football pants?